So today's topic is solid state types of crystalline solids. तो आज मैं बात करूंगा crystalline solids के प्रकार. How many different types of crystalline solids are there? In my last lecture, I have discussed types of solids, that is crystalline solids and amorphous solids. तो आज मैं बात करूंगा types of crystalline solids. So let's begin. There are four types of crystalline solids. So the first one is ionic solids. Second is metallic solid. Third is molecular solid. And fourth is covalent solids. Covalent solids are also called network solid. Covalent solids are also called network solids. So let's see what are ionic solids. So ionic solids are those solids where the constituent particles are ions. Ions are basically of two types, cation and anion. Cation have positive charge, anions have negative charge. They are bonded by Coulombic force of attraction, also called electrostatic force of attraction. तो यहाँ पे constituent क्या है? Ions है. Ions कितने प्रकार के होते हैं? दो प्रकार के, cation पॉजिटिव चार्ज, एनायन नेगेटिव चार्ज. इनके बीच जो फोर्स होता है उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं कुलम्बिक फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन. कुलम्बिक फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन. So the cations are attracted to the, or we can say the cation is attracted to the anion. So examples: NaCl, KCl, rubidium chloride, cesium chloride, MgO, ZnS, etc. So these are the examples of ionic solids. So ionic solids are those solids where the constituent particles are ions. These ions are of two types, cation and anion. The name cation, why it is said used is that cation goes towards the cathode. Anion is used because it goes towards the anode. Cathode is negatively charged, whereas anode is positively charged. That's why anion goes towards the anode and cation goes towards the cathode. They have the Coulombic force of attraction, also called electrostatic force of attraction. Example: NaCl, KCl, rubidium chloride, cesium chloride, magnesium oxide, zinc sulfide. These are the examples of ionic solid. These are the examples of ionic solid. Some of the most important characteristics of ionic solid are they are hard, they are brittle, they have high melting and boiling point, they are soluble in water, they are insoluble in organic solvent like benzene, acetone, ether, etc. And their aqueous solution or molten state are good conductor of electricity. In solid state they are bad conductor. There is no directional property in ionic compounds, so they do not exhibit stereoisomerism or space isomerism. So let's see metals. Most of the properties of metals can be known by the name only, metals. So M means malleable, E means electropositive or electrical conductor, T means high tensile strength, thermal conductor, A means alloy formation, L means luster, S means sonorous. So these are the properties of metals. So metals are malleable, ductile, electropositive, they can lose electron, electrical conductor means electricity can be passed, they have high tensile strength because of strong metallic bonding, they form alloy. The alloys are formed between those metals, or we can say different atoms of the element when the radius differ by less than 15%. Luster, they have a luster also, and they are sonorous. So when we use this metal for this bells, okay. So metals. So the bond here, metal loses the electron to form Mn plus n electron. This is called kernel or core. The kernel or core is positively charged and electrons are negatively charged. The attractive force between this kernel and electron is called metallic bonding. The positive charge kernel attracted by electron, this is called the metallic bonding. Metallic bonding. So higher the number of valence electron, higher more will be the strength of metallic bonding. More will be the strength of metallic bonding. So examples of metallic bonding are metals. All the metals we can write in copper, magnesium, iron, zinc, silver, gold, etc. Now, molecular solids. There are three types of molecular solid. The first one is called the polar molecular solid. The second is called the non-polar molecular solids. And the third is called the hydrogen bonded molecular solid. Hydrogen bonded molecular solids. Polar molecular solids. Few examples of polar molecular solids are SO2 and HCl. Both are solid. Sulfur dioxide and hydrogen chloride solid. So in solid state these are polar molecules, so their dipole moment is not equal to 0. So these are polar, so the interaction here is dipole interaction. Because these are dipoles, so the interaction between these are dipole interaction, due to which their melting point is higher as compared to non-polar. So these are soft solid, these have low melting point, but their melting point is higher than that of non-polar solid. They are insulator in solid state, and the force here, the force that is present in polar molecular solid is dipole interaction. So dipole interaction. Next is non-polar molecular solid. Examples are hydrogen solid, helium solid, argon, neon. These are all solid. P4, S8, carbon dioxide solid. Solid carbon dioxide is called dry ice. So it is also a non-polar molecule. So these are also example of non-polar. Here the interaction is weak dispersion force. Which is regarded as the weakest force known. Hydrogen bonded molecular solid. So here you must know that FON forms hydrogen bonded molecular solid. So FON. So HF can form hydrogen bonded molecular. O means water, can form water in the form of ice, and NH3 ammonia can. So these are all regarded as hydrogen bonded molecular solid. They are little harder than polar and non-polar, but they are also insulator. Now let's see covalent solids or network solids. They have three-dimensional arrangement of atoms. So atoms, the constituent particles are atoms. So these bonds are formed between non-metal and non-metal. So when non-metal and non-metal combine, they form bonds, covalent bond, by mutual sharing of electrons. So non-metal plus non-metal forms covalent bonds. So they are example of such solids are diamond, which is regarded as the hardest known naturally occurring substance. The carbon hybridization here is sp3. Diamond is an insulator. Graphite being a soft substance, here the carbon is sp2 hybridized. Graphite is soft, whereas diamond is very hard. Okay, graphite is a conductor, whereas diamond is an insulator. Some other examples are silicon carbide, silicon, silica, aluminum nitride, boron nitride. The structure of boron nitride resembles with graphite, so it is called inorganic graphite. So let's revise this. Types of crystalline solid. There are basically 4 types of crystalline solid: ionic solids, metallic solids, molecular solids, covalent solids. Ionic solids, ions are the constituent particle, cations and anions are different types of ions. They are held together by Coulombic force of attraction. Examples are NaCl, KCl, rubidium chloride, cesium chloride, magnesium oxide, zinc sulfide, etc. Metallic solid, metals, there are metallic bonding between the kernel, that is the positive core, and electron. Some of the examples of metallic solids are copper, magnesium, iron, zinc, silver, gold. Molecular solids are basically of 3 types: polar molecular solid, non-polar molecular solids, and hydrogen bonded molecular solids. So polar molecular solids, they have dipole interaction. Their polarity is not 0. That is, dipole moment is not 0. Some of the molecules which have which comes under the polar molecular category is sulfur dioxide and hydrogen chloride, that is in solid state. They are soft solid, they are insulator, and they have low melting point, but their melting point is higher than that of non-polar. Non-polar solids include hydrogen, helium, argon, neon, even iodine comes. Even I2 also comes under non-polar molecular solid. Hydrogen bonded HF, water in the form of ice, ammonia, etc. So all these comes under molecular solid. Last is covalent solid or network solid. In this category, diamond, graphite being a soft substance, so it is used as a lubricant also. It is used as a solid lubricant, and graphite is a good conductor, so it is used as electrodes also. So thank you, student. We will be discussing more about this chapter in my upcoming video. Thank you.